My name is Caitlin Smith. I work as a Deputy District Attorney for the Yuba County District Attorney's Office. Recently I was assigned to handle the matter of People versus Chitwood, which was an animal abuse case that we filed here back in earlier 2022. After the search warrant was done and they had confiscated the animals and figured out what was going on, the reports were sent to our office for charging. At that point the case got assigned to me, and once we filed the case, there was some back and forth with defense counsel to see if we could try to resolve it short of trial. We talked about trying to negotiate a resolution where she would just give us the animals and we could get her some other types of help. Ultimately, the case went to preliminary hearing, and then after that it was set on a time not waived basis, meaning that she has a right to have a jury trial within 60 days, so it got set for August. And we were preparing for jury trial at that point. 14 people were picked. We had 12 jurors and then 2 alternates. And they sat there for about 2 weeks total in that case, from jury selection to close, listening to all the evidence. There was expert evidence from veterinarians about the condition of the animals. There was evidence from the animal control workers, from Heather Nall, from Deputy Ballantyne, about the condition of the property and what they saw while they were there. We got a verdict back after several hours, but it was the day we went to jury. One of our biggest concerns from the get-go with this case was we wanted to make sure that the animals could be adopted out to their new forever homes. And the animals stayed at Yuba County Animal Control for a couple of months before the trial was initially set. And as part of the earlier negotiations in the case, we were able to negotiate her forfeiture of the animals, meaning that at that point, Animal Control could start adopting them out to their forever homes. So there were 11 counts for the jury to decide on the animal cruelty. They wound up convicting of 8 of the counts that day. Judge Scroggins sentenced her to 60 days in the county jail. She was immediately taken into custody to serve that time, which means that she will be there through the holidays. So after she is released from jail on the 60 days she was ordered to serve, she's going to be on what's called mandatory supervision. The total term of her mandatory supervision is going to be 56 months minus the time she'll serve in the county jail. And that means that she's going to be monitored by local law enforcement authorities. She'll be assigned a specific agent. Part of her conviction is that she's not going to be allowed to own animals for 10 years. We don't prosecute these cases on our own. We obviously had a ton of help with this. From day one, Deputy Ballantyne's been amazing. He did a really good job conducting this investigation. He had a lot of evidence, a lot of animals, a lot of statements to track. He did it all by himself basically for the preliminary hearing, so he did an amazing job. He had help that day from the sheriff's posse helping round up the animals. Various deputies came on to help with the confiscation. And then from very early on, there were 2 veterinarians involved in this case. Dr. Wayne Wolf assessed the horse and some of the bigger livestock that same day and started getting them the immediate, arguably life-saving treatment they needed, which was to eat. And then several days after that, Dr. Alana McQuarrie came on to kind of look at those animals again, and then also triage the remaining small animals, especially the dogs who had a lot of health problems. And both Dr. Wolf and Dr. McQuarrie did heroic efforts getting all their notes together, being prepared to testify for us. And then we also had Amy Gibbs, who's currently with Code Enforcement. She came in to testify for us about the shape of the house. Heather Nall from Animal Control Services did also an amazing job. She had a huge amount of information to track. She was also providing hands-on care to these animals for a lot of the time they were there.
Hi, I'm Clint Curry. I'm your district attorney. It's unfortunate that cases like this happen. Sometimes people, for whatever reason, can't take care of their animals anymore. And as the County of Yuba, we're here to help. We want to help people. In this case, Animal Care Services reached out to Ms. Chitwood to help her understand what she needed to be doing for those animals, and then offering to let her surrender those animals to them. Unfortunately, Ms. Chitwood didn't take any of those off-ramps, and this kept rolling, and we had to file criminal charges. If you see something, say something. There's lots of animals out there. They can't speak for themselves. They need you to help. If you see an animal in distress, if you see animals that aren't being taken care of, please do contact Animal Care Services. Please contact the Sheriff's Department.